serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 6.
The processional route has been set for fallen Fargo police officer Jason Moszer. Good evening. Thank you for joining us.
The information is still coming in, but what we know is that the procession will be about 24 miles long. It's going to work its way through Fargo, West Fargo, and Moorhead. Valley News Team's Ashley Bishop joins us live from Shields Arena, where the procession will start. Ashley, you traveled along this procession route this afternoon.
That's right, Mike. I did travel it this afternoon, and it took us nearly an hour to complete that at regular speeds. And we know that this procession is going to go a lot slower than on some of the roads that say 40 miles per hour. We also know that this procession is going to be long, with hundreds of police vehicles and emergency vehicles in attendance. Now let's look at the map to show you exactly what this processional route will look like. It will start, as like you said, Mike, Shields Arena here, and head on to Veterans Boulevard there in West Fargo, and they will go north on Veterans Boulevard, reaching Main Avenue, leading to I-29. Once on I-29, they will go north from there to County Road 20. They will take County Road 20 all the way into Minnesota and turn onto Oakport Street, and they will wind through there down, coming back into Fargo, passing the Moorhead Armory, and they'll wind through the downtown Fargo area, eventually landing back onto Main Avenue and then on to eventually 17th Avenue and University. It is a lengthy procession, about 24 miles, as you said, Mike and Andrea, and there will be hundreds of police cars attending. Now, tonight at 10, Krista Bame's going to tell you about what the officers, the do's and don'ts, and what people should be doing if they're going to be watching the processional route on the side of the road, and what you can expect if you're driving and get caught kind of in the middle of the processional route there. Mike, it is also, just so you know, not an open procession, so people cannot join in on it. In South Fargo, Ashley Bishop, Valley News Live.
Thanks, Ashley. A lot to take in. Funeral coverage for Jason Moszer will begin shortly before 1 p.m. on KVLY 11.1 and on valleynewslive.com. And for a complete wrap of all of today's coverage, be sure to tune in to 6:30 POV on KX4.
With so many people in the community talking about Officer Moser's death, it may be difficult for some children to grasp what's going on.
Valley News Team's crime and safety reporter Nicole Johnson sat down with two women married to Fargo police officers who share about what they're saying to their children about death.
It's hard to give that extra hug before they leave back to that first shift. It's hard to give that extra hug before they leave back to that first shift.
What if it was us? That's a conversation Emily Stefanowicz has been having with her family after Officer Jason Moszer was killed. Her husband, Travis, fellow officer and friend of Moszer.
You see mommy cry, it's okay, and I'll talk about it and ask me questions.
Emily has been having a tough time, but says the tragedy prompted an important conversation in the community.
Kids are so tremendously aware of your emotions and what's going on that if you keep that bottled up and you don't express that, then it teaches them that death is bad and I shouldn't be talking about this. So making sure that you're open and you're honest and you listen to the questions that they have and making sure that you're talking to them on their developmental level.
And I think that's an important message to send the kids too, that what happened was very bad and we don't want it to happen ever again. So we need to listen and follow the rules and respect authority.
Mandy Cochran, wife of Dave, one of the department's canine officers, says it's time to talk with your kids.
Unfortunately, has to have a tragedy happen in order for the community to come together, but also that it's not okay. This type of thing is not okay.
Every family, every child is different. But Emily says having an open, honest conversation with her kids has helped.
Kissing and hugging Dad goodbye and telling him to stay safe before he leaves, because you never know if he is coming home.
In Fargo, Nicole Johnson, Valley News Live.
Both moms added that their kids' schools have been offering support, and that has been helpful.
The clamor for blue light bulbs to show support for the family of Jason Moszer and law enforcement officers is not abating. Fargo police received another 2,000 bulbs around noon today. That's 1,000 more than they were expecting. Service Lighting out of the Twin Cities is stepping up to help fill the blue bulb void. and not a second too soon. Lots of people were already at department headquarters, lined up, waiting. Good Bulb, a company that has been involved in supplying the lights, not only delivered more of them today, but they also brought along a check for $7,800, proceeds from the first 1,400 bulbs they sold.
Authorities responded to a bomb threat at the new medical school under construction in UND today. The all clear has been given.
At 3 o'clock this afternoon, around 30 construction workers were evacuated after a threatening note was found at the site. Several agencies, including the Grand Forks Bomb Squad with trained dogs, checked the site and found nothing. The incident is still under investigation.
What a day. Light rain that had many thinking about spring, followed up with some warm temperatures. Let's go to Hutch to find out if the good times will continue this evening. Hutch?
Well, for many of us, the good times are continuing, but we do have some different weather as we look across the region. High temperatures today ranged from the 30s in Roseau, a record high 44 degrees at the Grand Forks Airport today, 60, a new record high in Bismarck as well. Fargo not breaking a record, but very mild. Look at the mixed precipitation. It's been gray and cloudy through northwest Minnesota, Mike, and a little rain shower activity pressing into the Stutzman County area. Speaking of northwest Minnesota, this is by Washkish, some flying flakes there. Hey, for Fargo-Moorhead, it remains quiet. West winds will be a little breezy and temperatures will be, well, falling into the upper 30s this evening. Very mild. We have some wild weather this weekend to tell you about. I'll share you the details on that in a moment.
Mild, then wild.
Yes.
All right, thanks. The North Dakota Attorney General's office says they have no records pertaining to Officer Jason Mosher's killer getting his gun rights back. Marcus Schumacher was convicted in 1988 of shooting and killing another man in Grand Forks. That meant he could not legally buy a firearm. Now, we first reported to you yesterday that the ATF had been investigating how Schumacher got the gun he used to kill Officer Mosher. The ATF said Schumacher's gun rights were restored by officials in North Dakota, directing us to the Attorney General's office. Well, today, the AG's office says after a diligent search, they have no records pertaining to Schumacher getting those gun rights back.
A vehicle went on fire in Gardner this afternoon. A man from Kindred was headed north on County Road 11 when he smelled burning wire. He pulled over and called for help at 2:52 p.m. when he saw fire coming from under the vehicle. Firefighters arrived on the scene and were able to quickly put out the flames.
The Grandin Fire Department showed up and got water on it right away to get the fire controlled, and then actually sprayed a foam agent inside to completely suffocate any fire that would still be in there.
This is the third car fire in the area within a 24-hour period, and law enforcement are recommending that you keep up with maintenance and have a certified mechanic check any engine lights that may come on.
A Minnesota man is getting some counseling after an incident in Waubun, Minnesota last night. The Monoman County Sheriff tells Valley News Live a man and a woman were having an argument. The man grabbed his rifle and walked off into the woods. He later returned to his home and went into his room. His wife was concerned that he might hurt himself. She called the sheriff's office. Authorities say there was no standoff, no one was threatened at any time, and no one was hurt or arrested. It's Friday, so that means it's time to take a look at this week's Valley's Most Wanted. Police say 40-year-old Chad Bakke is wanted for unauthorized use of motor vehicle. There's his picture up on the screen right now. He's about 6'1". He weighs 165 pounds. Call your local law enforcement if you have any information on his whereabouts.
Shocking. That's how a former Clay County prosecutor describes the decision by the Catholic Church to lift the suspension of a former northwestern Minnesota priest. 61-year-old Father Joseph Jayapal pleaded guilty and was convicted of criminal sexual conduct involving a teenage girl in Greenbush, Minnesota. He pleaded guilty to fourth-degree criminal sexual conduct for abusing the teenage girl at his residence next to the Catholic Church in Greenbush. Jayapal wound up serving 4 years in prison before being sent back to his native country of India, where now church officials have lifted a suspension against him. It will be decided in May whether Jayapal will begin working in the church again.
It's shocking, really, because we sent him back as a sex offender. I did check with the investigator this morning, and he said nobody from the Catholic Church contacted him, to learn anything. So if they didn't do anything in the way of contacting law enforcement or me to learn anything about him or his case.
Father Jayapal was also charged with a second criminal sexual conduct case in Greenbush. That case was dropped because of lack of evidence.
Nearly 300 people in Fargo experienced a short power outage today. Good thing that it was short in length. The outage impacted homes and businesses on the south side of Fargo near University Drive. Now, power was out for about an hour. No word on what the cause was. This is a big musical weekend in Fargo, focusing on the contributions of local women. Coming up later on Valley News Live at 6, we'll have details on this story.
Wide-ranging stuff going on across the region. Some snow, some rain, and some record high temperatures. I'll have details what kind of stuff we'll have in weather for the weekend ahead next.